So the first concerning element, obviously, is the paper gimmick. Like, we've all been, like, we've been making fun of Color Splash for years now. Thinking like, oh, what are they gonna do next? I'm pretty sure origami was thrown around a good number of times. It's because nobody really wants the paper gimmicks. We want a good Mario game with a good story, a good RPG. So this is just more proof that they're like, nope, it's Paper Mario. It's gonna be paper. It's gonna be paper forever.
Already,
so that
like,
obviously is a little disappointing.
Just
to have
not as
think
the
of
focus.
Another paper thing, and you can see throughout the trailer, like he's got these like origami arms that spring out, and you're like peeling back paper and stuff. It's obviously all about.
He's the arms
stuff. So okay, slightly disappointed about that. Similarly, more so than ever, actually, this seems to be just completely, oh, not more so than ever. I guess Super Paper Mario was, like, super different, and this is kind of along those lines again, where it's just another thing that's just kind of way off in a direction, and that's another disappointment, because obviously, like, the thing we want the most is, like, the originals, and this is another just wacky, weird, out there one. I'm not saying it won't be good. Let me finish. Let me get through all my points. But it is another slight disappointment that, okay, it's still not what we're looking for. So that is concerning, because you don't know how it's going to be. It is just totally different. It's just a weird, wacky new thing.
Super
then, of course, there still don't seem to be partners. It seems like you have little tag-along characters. I think one of these seems to be like a folded-up Bowser, just folded down to a teeny tiny square.
I don't
That's
really
understand
fun. Why they did that.
And then your little like origami partner or whatever. You're with different characters throughout different points of the trailer, but I don't think they follow you into battle. I don't think they act like partners that we've all been
you gotta look
begging
at the website.
For a long time.
The website pretty much
and
confirms they
my
are
other major
partners.
concern is just that it looks super duper charming, but Color Splash also had a ton of charm, and I had big problems with that game. Now, people less familiar with me might just think that I hate Color Splash because it's different. Not true at all. If you watch my video that I did like a 3-year retrospective on the game. You'll know that like it had a lot of potential, and I feel like it could have been a really great game because it had so much going for it. But there were just a few
don't like the paper
little
mache guys
design,
in this game.
Really small design problems that ruined the experience for me and made it a very tedious and unpleasant experience. Things that they could have easily patched out. It's very small decisions that I'm not sure how a professional, big-budget game studio, I don't know how they can make these decisions. They just ruin the experience. And so, that's my thing here is like, Color Splash also had a lot of fun characters and humor and good visual stuff, and it ended up being still massively disappointing to me. So
I just realized I don't think I saw like a single toad.
You know what I mean? Are they gonna make this wonderful world and just have these teeny tiny little things that just like, oh, like battling? Is it still gonna be worthless? Because that's mostly what ruined Color Splash. Is just the battling was completely worthless, a horrible waste of time, very tedious. So the fact that the same studio is making another game in this sort of style, it's a bit of a red flag. But moving on to the promising things. Obviously,
Color Splash was okay. I feel like
this
they could make this game really good.
Anytime
if they really
Nintendo goes like horror movie, I love it. It's so effective. I love it so much. And like right away, this establishes the antagonistic force of the game. I love that. This trailer, right away, we get it. It's some weird origami cult. And they're like, oh, will
everybody's
you be
saying
accepted
it's like the
into the
origami
fold? Allow
cult.
yourself to be folded. Like, I get it now. I get this antagonist, and I love that. It's creepy, and it's weird. It's this weird, like, take over the world
it's something
cult,
that would never work in regular
I love that. And, like,
Mario,
obviously, there's a lot of talking
why
characters in this game. A lot of speaking parts.
It would never work in regular.
So it looks like it may have a way more involved story. And then my next point is more characters. There's a lot of different talking characters in here. You can see a lot more NPCs that are not just generic toads. And Color Splash was already a step above Sticker Star in this regard. And this looks like it might be even further.
Really.
There are
Toads
just,
didn't really do
more
anything
different characters
wrong.
who are talking, but they look different. They're not just a regular toad. They have costumes. They're doing stuff. And one very exciting thing is that the world itself looks way more real and like open, like, there are some towns in here, and I think there may even be some NPCs in these towns. And then we did not see a world map. We saw these weird open areas where Mario is exploring these big, vast areas in a shoe and in different stuff. And if this is how the levels are actually linked together, if this is a part of the map, and that's gonna do so much to make it feel like a real living world. I hate maps. I hate maps so much.
I think like you can see part of like the map
because
type
they feel kind of disjointed,
from, like,
and it kind of breaks up the pacing, and it doesn't feel like a real world. It feels like a collection
Why is the
of levels.
bucket moving
so,
around?
if that's
Or the
what this
trash
is,
can.
if you're exploring the world
What's in
openly
that
like
trash
this,
can?
no
Is
map,
that a
and you have these
sticker?
Big open areas, like
Is it
big
a
open areas,
is it
something
like
that
a
I
hidden
expected
pixie,
in Zelda,
like in the
and even
Super
Mario.
Mario?
It like made sense, the big sandbox. But then in Paper Mario, that is not something I would have ever anticipated. Even in a more traditional Paper Mario game that I'm looking for, I would not imagine these big rolling hills. So that's very, very cool. I don't know what will happen in these places. Will they actually be fun to explore? Who knows, but very promising. Then the battle system looks interesting for a number of reasons. It does look
The game
like
looks
they
like
have
it
done
literally
away
might
with
have like
stickers
2
and
separate
cards.
battle systems.
Thank goodness. Just thank goodness. I don't know if anyone liked that. Did anyone? Even people who love Color Splash. I don't know if I know anybody who actually enjoyed that mechanic. Looks like it's gone. You're back to just jumping on guys' butt. They've added in this weird little thing where you're like twisting the arena around you to line up baddies to more effectively do these like chain attacks and stuff.
That's
and, like,
what
that's
it's
cool.
supposed to be?
It's it's a new thing.
That's good.
There's certainly a lot of potential
That's
there
good.
in like what happens when enemies surround you in certain ways, and maybe what kinds of attacks you can
game
do
is still
when you
nasty.
arrange them in certain ways. It's not really in line with what it's not really in line with what I would
Oh, sorry.
specifically in a Paper Mario game, but I can see that they're doing a new thing, and that it's got some potential. Like I'm curious to see what they do there. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other weird things. There's like a timer in the corner or something. Who knows what kind of weird stuff we're going to see in the battles. And overall, based on this trailer, it does look exciting. Like, there's the opening thing, and the whole castle is getting all wrapped up. It's just like, it's like an action movie. It's very cool. And, of course, I'm not going to get my hopes up too far.
Paper Mario
in that
has
regard.
always
Nintendo
had parts
has
where it likes
very
to kind of
sneaky
play
way of
on,
making,
like,
sorry, but
like,
of making you think that their game
genres
has a lot more excitement and a lot
film
more
or
story, because they
whatever.
very
This
cleverly
one
take
seems to
what
have
it
like
has
horror,
and kind of
action
package
movie,
the trailer based
and
on
of course
that. You know
it's
what I mean?
comedy
Like,
because
Mario Tennis Aces did that, made me think it was going to have this big crazy story, but it was just the first cutscene, the first and like only cutscene in the entire game. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of story elements. I just don't know how much of it is going to have this crazy excitement thing, Even a game that ends up disappointing, you can still pull these little exciting bits from the game to package it all in a trailer and make it look like this big explosive thing. But, sorry if I'm getting too pessimistic here. No, it does look really cool. Like, at least based on this trailer, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of just different elements and cool action things, and it's just it's presented in a very exciting way. So overall,
Castle
I am
looks a lot like it
cautiously
does in
optimistic.
64.
I'm not
actually.
I'm not freaking out over the moon here. Just from skimming Twitter, a lot of people seem to think that I must just be dead of happiness, and I am happy. I'm happy that it's not Sticker Star 3, but it's a cautious optimism. I think it has the potential to be really cool.
It's not Sticker
disappointing,
Star
but it's
3,
still not
it's
what I'm
Color
looking
Splash
for,
2.
because anytime you fall in love with a formula, anything that's not that formula, like advancing on the formula, feels good.
This game is Color
Something that's
Splash
almost still completely different from it just feels like a different game.
The second part
so
of
it's
the
still
Color
not
Splash trilogy.
what I'm looking for, but it still has the potential to be good in its own different kind of way, And like, especially if that story is there, just like Super Paper Mario, I wasn't really a big fan of the gameplay, but the story was there, so it still made it an experience worth having. And if that happens here, and they have they don't have any like game-breaking decisions that they make, if it's a solid, rounded experience with a really nice story and some fun gags and stuff,
but
it could be
Super
really,
is my favorite.
really cool. And I'm very excited that we only have to wait 2 months 2 months for it.
People
We're
who
gonna be
are
playing it in
watching
2
this
months.
video
So
don't
that's
like
nice.
bother me about
It's
it.
very
or, like,
nice
attack
instead of
me
this
or
whole,
anything. It's
you know,
just,
reveal
it's
it,
just my
release it 2
opinion.
years later thing. 2 months? I can certainly handle that. Well, thank you for watching. Let me know what you feel about this weird, random, early morning news down in the comments. I will talk to you later.
Okay, so a lot of the opinions were the same as mine. A lot of them made me think about it a little more. Like, the story of this game really doesn't make sense for, like, a Mario game. And I feel like the new people who are making the games are really finally starting to understand what Paper Mario is. And that it's not just a Mario game that has RPG elements, but with paper. Now, Sticker Star, it was, like, similar to a regular Mario game, like, gameplay-wise. But the developers of that game still understood, like, what Paper Mario was, so... yeah, maybe the gameplay won't be perfect. I'm still disappointed that I'm not seeing as many of those, like, weird guys that, like, aren't, like the Paper Mario original characters. Like, there's the new Origami guys, but there's only 2 of them, and one of them is named Olivia. But, like, Paper Mario original characters, we now get, like, 1 per game, or, like, 5 per game. And those other 5 are usually just like other Mario, like, species, but with characters made out of them. And I know a lot of the earlier characters were more like that, like the companions. It's just not the same for me. I don't know why. So yeah, I suppose those are my opinions. Yeah. That's all.